Hey guys, so I messed up yesterday. I filmed the video. I was doing it the new way I told you guys, or the way I did it the day before. I was filming the book with one camera, and I was filming me with another camera. And when I went to edit it, I had filmed the book at the wrong, up vertically accidentally, and it was all messed up. It was late. I didn't post it, so I owe you two today. So what we're going to do this time, instead of showing the book and me reading, I'm just going to read from the book. Um, the book, if you want to follow along, if you want to pick up a copy, it is 365 Days of Courage. Now, I bought this at Walmart. On it says it's $12.99. I don't know what it would be now since it's already after the first of the year. So we're going to read it, and then we can talk about it. We've got our daily wisdom, and we got the pocket have 'em all. So we're going to read this, and you'll just have to trust that I'm reading from the that I am reading from it. Now this is going to be, I'm going to go ahead and do 2 days in this video. I'm going to do the 11th and the 12th since I messed up yesterday, and then this weekend what I'm going to do is film some ahead of time so I don't miss them, because I don't want to mess it up in the future. So for yesterday, for January 11th, it was real love. This is how we know what real love is. Jesus gave his life for us, so we should give our lives for our brothers and sisters. 1 John 3:16. When we help others in need, we demonstrate the love of God living in us. Jesus withheld nothing so we could know the extravagant extent of the Father's love for us. When we practice generosity with our love, our lives, and our resources, we affirm that our trust is not in what we acquire, but in the overwhelming and endless love of God. Let's not be stingy with our encouragement, our affection, or our time. Instead, let's put into practice the kingdom value of generosity and thereby partnering with God's heart. Let's not forget to go to God first and fill up on his affection for us. From a place of fullness, we can overflow into the lives of others without resentment or depletion. Your act of courage for January 11th is ask God what he thinks of you today, and then ask him to give you the lens of his love for others. Act from that place. And then for January 12th is find your joy. I think this is probably going to be a good one. How ecstatic you can be when people insult and persecute you and speak all kinds of cruel lies about you because of your love for me. Matthew 5:11. I don't know about you, but it is not natural for me to find joy in others insulting me. We want to belong, and we don't want to be ridiculed for who we are. Yet Jesus says when others mistreat us and criticize us because of our love for him, our heavenly reward is great. What joy awaits us? Let's keep in mind that Jesus was explicitly saying that when we are persecuted for doing what is right, we should delight in it. However, we should not conflate unjust persecution with accountability. There is a time and a place for criticism that is well warranted. Let us remain humble and love in all things, and we can find our joy as we courageously face whatever may come. Your act of courage for January 12th is ask God to change your mindset over a trial in which you have been facing great discouragement. Dare to look for the goodness and joy in the mess. So that is your for January 11th and January 12th. If you have any discussion or any comments, I would love to hear them hear them. You guys got to forgive me for the mess. I am working on trying to get a place situated to make like a little studio with a little better backdrop, so that it looks a little nicer. I'll feel a little better about it. You may not care, but I do. So, all right. Not so. So this book originally was from 2022. I started. I can't remember how I started posting daily on Facebook, but I can't remember if I read it or if I can't remember how I did it. But I got part of the way through this book and then I stopped for whatever reason. And then I just kept the book because I don't typically throw books away or get rid of them. And we're just changing the date and we're going to go through it. Oh, today is the 11th. Or no, yesterday was the 11th. Today's the 12th. We're doing the 11th and 12th. I'm sorry. Who will be blessed because of you? I will multiply your offspring as the stars of heaven and will give to your offspring all these lands. And in your offspring all the nations of the earth shall be blessed, because Abraham obeyed my voice and kept my charge, my commandments, my statutes, and my laws. Genesis 26, 4 through 5. Abraham and his family made a number of difficult moves at a time of extreme danger and uncertainty. With threats of famine and attack by nearby rulers and kings looming each year, after hearing his family of origin far behind, after leaving his family of origin far behind, Abraham chose to depend fully on the Lord, keep his commands, and seek his direction throughout his life. He had an opportunity to more fully experience God's presence and blessing because of his choices. Yet Abraham wasn't the only one who benefited. Generations to come enjoyed his blessings as well. There are many reasons for you to obey the Lord today and to seek him for your own benefit and blessing. Of course, those benefits and blessings are not a guarantee. You can just as easily choose to go your own way and try to achieve your desired outcomes on your own, but the truth is faith and obedience really do matter, day in, day out. The result will come down to wherever you live by faith or only by what you can see. The prayer for yesterday was, Jesus, help me to live by faith so that everyone around me can enjoy your blessings. And for January 12th, what will God notice what's wrong? Why does the wicked man revile God? What does he say to himself? He won't call me to account. But you, God, see the trouble of the afflicted. You consider their grief and take it in hand. The victims commit themselves to you. You are the helper of the fatherless. Psalms 10 and 13 through 14. God's attention to the misdeeds of the wicked and the suffering of the afflicted is a common theme throughout Psalms. It's assumed that you will live differently if you believe that God takes notice of your misdeeds. Meanwhile, suffering and affliction will be made bearable if you expect God to notice and bring relief, or at least reward your perseverance. Of the many reasons someone sins, one is surely the belief that God isn't watching and won't call anyone to account for his conduct. Yet today's psalm can assure you that God will hold the wicked to account for their actions, and that he will also take notice of those who are suffering affliction and loss. God sees those who suffer and who don't have advocates. This should serve as a reminder for you to notice them as well. If God is the helper of the fatherless, God's people surely do the same. Father, help me to see and to support the people who are afflicted and forgotten. So those are your 365 days of courage and your daily wisdom. And we're going to read a couple passages from the Have 'em All. Trying to remember. Here we go. Stanza 60. Of dry planks and roof shingles, a man knows the measure. Of the firewood that may suffice both measure and time. Washed and well fed, let a man ride to the thing. Although his garments be not too good, of his shoes and breeches let no one be ashamed, nor of his horse, although he have not a good one. Inquire and impart should every man of sense, who will be accounted sage. Let one only know, a second may not. If three, all the world knows. So that's kind of like keeping secrets. It's one thing if you and a friend know, but if more than three know, everybody's going to know. Gasps and gapes. When to the sea he comes, the eagle over old ocean, so is a man who among many comes and has few advocates. So reading the Have 'em All is a translation from, it's either Old Icelandic or Old Norse. It comes from either the Poetic or the Prose Edda. And some of this language is a bit rough and a bit harsh. If you can get through it, it does have a lot of good lessons that can be learned. His power should every wise man use with discretion, for he will find when among the bold he comes that no one alone is bravest. Prudent and reserved every man should be, and wary and trusting friends. Of the words that a man says to another, he often pays the penalty. Much too early I came to many places, but too late to others. The beer was drunk or not yet brewed. The dislike seldom choose the right moment. Here and there I should have been invited, if I a meal had needed, or two hams had hung, at that true friends, whereof one I had eaten. So if you guys want to continue on, if you're watching this on YouTube, you can hit that subscribe button. If you're watching on Facebook, you can hit the follow button. If you like what I'm doing, any likes, shares, comments really do help. And drop a comment and let me know what you think. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.